Hello and welcome to the webinar on effective parent-teacher conferences. Please allow just a few minutes for all attendees to join us. Hello and welcome to the webinar on effective teacher-parent conferences. Please allow just a few more minutes for all attendees to join us. Good evening and welcome to the webinar on effective parent-teacher conferences. Today we will be identifying positive communication strategies and sharing ideas for successful parent-teacher collaborations. My name is Suzanne Lane. I am a parent training coordinator for Parent Support Network of Family Network on Disabilities. I'm the parent of children with both physical and mental disabilities. They truly are the driving force in my life. I've been actively advocating for them for over 30 years. In the beginning of our journey with my children, it was very difficult to have parent-teacher conferences that were productive. I was always overwhelmed, it seemed. But once I start taking workshops with Family Network on Disabilities, everything seemed to be more productive. I'm hoping that you will feel the same about taking our workshops as I have. My contact information will be shown in that chat box located to your right. So before we get started, just a few webinar housekeeping rules. During the presentation, your mics will be muted to ensure that we cover all the material in the time provided. This will also help cut down on background noises during the presentation. You'll be able to ask questions in the chat feature section located to the right of your screen. At the end of the webinar, I will be answering your questions. So for your privacy, we ask that you do not type your personal email or any information in the chat box. First, let me talk briefly about Family Network on Disabilities. We're a nonprofit organization that began as a grassroots organization in 1985. What makes us unique is that we are literally family-driven. What I mean by that is that the majority of our board of directors, all of our management staff, and all of our program staff are parents or family members of persons with disabilities. Some of our staff have disabilities themselves, and we work in an inclusive, collaborative setting that promotes our beliefs that respect, independence, and knowledge are a big part of who we are. When family members call FND, they not only receive the expertise and knowledge of a professional, but also the compassion and empathy of someone who has walked and continues to walk in their shoes. We are passionate about everything that we do. So briefly, here's a description of what we do and what we do not do. First and foremost, we do not act as attorney, and we do not represent families, and we do not give legal advice. However, we do provide support. FND has been the statewide parent-to-parent since 1985, and the value of families getting support by networking with other families is built into everything we do. We often get calls from parents or other family members who just need to talk, and we're there to listen. We do not provide information. We provide information. My goodness, tonight's my night. So although FND logs in over 15,000 calls a year, most of them from parents, family members, or professionals who are just looking for information, we also have a large database of resources in Florida, and the library is filled with disability information. So regardless of the question you may have, our staff will go the extra mile to find an answer. What we do, we always strive to help identify options. Our philosophy at FND is that it's not our role to tell families what to do, but it is our role, however, to inform families of what their options are and encourage them to make their own best decisions for what is right for their family. So if you're attending this workshop, chances you've never attended a parent-teacher conference in the past, or you're getting ready for one in the future, or you're just looking for some new strategies. For those of you that you have attended meetings, you may have asked yourself, was this parent-teacher conference effective? Or perhaps you have meetings approaching and you're hopeful for a positive outcome. Sometimes both parents and teachers can dread these meetings, and they are uncertain of the end results. So whatever the reason, we hope that you'll find our information helpful to relieve some of that anxiety that we all experience from time to time. And when we have those all-important decisions, working together can produce meaningful outcomes, and that's what we're hoping we'll get by the end of this presentation. Also, understanding strategies for effective parent-teacher collaborations. We're going to understand the importance of your child's input, gain knowledge on how parents and teachers can best prepare for their meetings, and the top 10 effective parent-teacher conferences tips. So parents, let's start with you. How would you prepare for the conference? Best way to start getting prepared. So what do we want to do? First, know your purpose. Understanding the purpose of the meeting. Why are you going? What do you want to discuss? Go ahead and prepare to explain your child's strengths and areas of need. You're the expert when it comes to understanding your child. Critical feedback to the teacher can vastly improve their understanding of your child. List details about your child that you feel the teacher should know. Personality traits, how he or she gets along with family members and friends. Effective discipline strategies used at home. Extracurricular activities. Health of your child. Rewards that your child prefers. And lastly, think about the outcome. What do you want this outcome of the meeting to be? So one of the ways that I have found helpful in describing my child's needs is to talk to my child. I know it may sound funny, but if you think about it, meeting with your child before the parent-teacher conference makes sense. It's important to remind them that education, while it's not probably the most interesting topic to some children, doesn't always have to be unpleasant. Learning about your child's learning style and preferences can also enhance their academic skills. Here are some questions you can ask your child before a parent-teacher conference. Do you have anything you would like me to discuss with your teacher? What do you like about school? What do you least like about school? What is your favorite subject? And are you getting along with the kids in your class? Asking questions that you don't normally ask helps you to learn a great deal about your child. It also helps drive that conversation at the parent-teacher conference. Here are some other helpful questions to ask your child. Who are your friends in class? Who are the adults you feel closest to in school? What are some school activities you would like to spend more time doing? How is it that you would handle school responsibilities? How would you like to be rewarded for a job well done at school? So what else should parents consider? Communication. Have a discussion, always to keep open communication with your child's teacher. This can be done in a variety of ways, using checklists, emails, phone calls, notes to on your child's agenda, and so on. Reports. Ask about how your child is doing academically. What will they be learning? How often you'll be receiving these progress reports, and how the progress reports will be sent to you. Measure. Ask the teacher how he or she will measure your child's academic progress. Collaboration. Ask the teacher how you can work together to maintain success and work on problem areas. All of these are very, very important. Every time we start a new school year, these are questions to be asking. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. So if you're a teacher or a school staff member or a provider working with a child who has differing abilities, these are some ways in which you can prepare for the parents. Providing resources. Know about the variety of school and community resources that are available to assist the child and the family. Discuss that progress and how we can work together to maintain open lines of communication to discuss and identify areas that require attention, as well as the areas that highlight the child's strengths. It's important to report on how a child's progress is measured and review the child's progress. Relationships. Discuss how the child gets along with his peers and teachers. Communication. Decide what type of method of communication works best for both the teacher and the parent. Agree on a communication schedule that fosters a relationship for sharing information, such as discipline strategies and positive reinforcements that work best at school. Activities. Share extracurricular activities or projects that are of interest to the child. Involvement. Discuss ways a parent can participate at the school level. Share important information about the PTA membership or other school committees in which parents can participate. Create ways for parents to be involved in the classroom and ask how they would like to be involved. Accountability. Share school accountability plans that may be of interest to parents. School improvement plans, parent involvement plans, and school compacts. Now it's time for our top 10 tips for effective parent-teacher conferences. Don't be late, be on time, end on time. This applies to both parents and teachers. Both parents and teachers have busy schedules. It's important to be respectful of each other's time, and if you have to be late, it's courteous and helpful to inform the other party ahead of time if possible. This shows both respect and consideration. Take notes. Taking notes during the conference. Don't expect to remember or recall everything discussed. You'll be able to recall the meeting ideas and suggestions better when you work with your own notes. Ask a family member or friend if you need that help. For me, that was the way to avoid forgetting what was going on. Other important pieces. Number 3, begin conferences with a genuine positive comment. No matter what the experiences were in the past with teachers and parents or students, this is an opportunity, for a fresh start and an opportunity to build on working those relationships. Don't look back, go forward. 4, avoid distractions. Put your cell phone on vibrate and try to give the teacher or the parent your undivided attention. 5, have an open mind and a positive intent. Be an active listener. Active listening is a way of listening and responding to another person that improves mutual understanding. 6, make sure your child's teacher and the school have updated contact information. Tell the teacher how you'd prefer to be contacted and what times. Any time that changes, make sure to contact the school immediately. I know how difficult that is because when we move, we have so many things that we have to change our addresses on, and the school needs to be at the top of that list. 7, ask questions. This is such an important tip. I can't stress it enough. If something's not clear, ask questions and get clarification. Or paraphrase what you think the other person has said. So put the focus of the paraphrase on what the other person implied, not on what you think or wanted them to say. So don't say something like, I believe what you meant to say was, instead say, if I'm hearing you right, you conveyed that. Or did I hear you correctly? Is this what you were saying? Paraphrase it as a question so that you're saying that. So you're saying that, or the other person has, this way the other person has that responsibility and an opportunity to refine his or her original question, to put it in a different response for you. Remember, there are no stupid questions, and no question is off limits when it comes to your child's education. 8, be objective and open about problems that may be affecting your child's learning. Sometimes opinions, suggestions, or even truth is not easy to hear or accept. We all have to maintain a healthy balance of being honest with ourselves and respectful of others' thoughts, even if we don't agree with them. Share, support, and resource information. Teachers should have a list of resources for their parents. This list of resources include things that will assist parents with their child's homework and studies, such as websites, learning tools, etc. This list should also include resources about the community. Parents should share any knowledge that they have about resources with their child's teacher so it can be passed on. Parents should share all information pertaining to the learning preferences or behaviors of their children. A really good example was, I've discovered that our local autism society had the sensory movies going on, and I shared that with the teacher, and the teacher was able to share that with the rest of the class and was very surprised because they were unaware that our movie theater was offering this. Developing an action plan for your child. In that meeting, if there's an area of need for improvement, that's that perfect time to develop a set of strategies that can be best used at school and at home. The teacher and the parent can talk about what should be sent home for the parents to practice. And always follow up. Follow up on the tasks assigned to you on the action plan. Share the plan with your child and your family. Stay in touch and evaluate how the plan is working. Make changes if necessary. Write a thank you note to express your appreciation. Set a date and a purpose for any future meetings or conference. Notice that when you include your child, you're setting your child up to understand that you are on the same page and work collaboratively with the teacher. This concludes our webinar. We hope you've learned some new strategies, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and type them in the chat feature. And I'm going to try to answer them for you. Again, do not copy your personal email address or phone number in the chat box for privacy reasons. We really appreciate you being here with us tonight. Don't forget to complete our evaluations. We want your feedback. Your feedback's really important to us. You will be emailed an evaluation, and I will send a certificate of attendance for each returned evaluation. And again, thank you for attending. This will conclude our webinar since we have no questions. If you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Thank you very much. Y'all have a nice evening, and I'll talk to you on another webinar. Good night.